Welcome to the Radioactive Rant. I'm your host, Lawrence Odie, ranting today on the aftermath of my man, rest in peace, Prince. My concern here is largely due to the alleged or documented, perceived, real or not, use of Percocet in association with what people are calling overdose, okay? Let me explain something here right now, off the bat. Nobody overdoses on Percocet. I don't know how you overdose on Percocet. Percocet's a lightweight drug. It'd be like overdosing on Darvon, which I don't even think they have anymore. Okay, so we can knock that shit off. Okay? Second of all, as things are being revealed, Prince had some problems. Okay? For one, he had, on May 16th, it was reported, low red blood cell count. And that is, on May 6th, May 6th. I have a report here that he had a dangerously low red blood cell count. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, some of us might be medical people. Anemia, bone marrow failure, erythropoietin, I don't know. It's a deficiency. Primary cause of anemia in patients with chronic kidney disease. Okay? Kidney disease. Leukemia. That's cancer. Everybody knows that. Hemolysis or RBC destruction due to transfusion, blood vessel injury, or other causes. Man, if you got a blood vessel sheared in half, let me bring you back to a quarterback named Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe, for the New England Patriots, received the injury where a blood vessel was sheared in half. He never played the game again. Okay? So, Prince was hurting. So big fucking deal if he had Percocet in his system. I got aspirin in my system, and tonight I may have another drug in my system. Doesn't mean I OD'd on the drug. But see, media needs scandal. Black man died, Percocet, the leaks, and rumor mill are just running rampant here, and they prey on this. They're like parasites, blood-sucking parasites, okay? Now, anyway, there were other reports. I mean, I have all these reports, okay? And we got some doozies here. Now, one of the things that I was drawing attention to was when Prince died, as the rumors started to abound, I thought, wait a minute, I was right on top of when Prince's airplane had to land in Illinois, coming from a concert in Atlanta. And I thought, well, isn't the usual procedure to go check with somebody at a local hospital? Yep, that would be. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to run with Percocet because that's a better story. Rock and roll and drug overdose. Then I saw an account, or read an account, where the paramedics came to the plane. Well, for crying out loud, which one is it? Did he go to the hospital, or did paramedics come to the plane? Are there any goddamn reporters out there that can go do their fucking job? All right, moving on. Now, a few days ago, I read something that just completely flipped my wig. It was Sinead O'Connor talking about Arsenio Hall was supplying drugs, or had been supplying drugs to Prince for a good long time. Well, I suppose Sinead O'Connor wanted some publicity. As far as I'm concerned now, I may be wrong, but I doubt it. Sinead O'Connor hasn't done anything that worthy in a long, long time. She's over there in Ireland. Stay the fuck over in Ireland and shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down, and we'll all be better off. What do you have to do with it, and what gives you the right to say something like that. Now, if we go further with the ordeal, she talks and compiles that, yeah, and Arsenio also gave me a date rape drug. Sinead, you got a hard on for Arsenio Hall or what? But here's my point. Why now? You could have told this, oh, what? Nobody would listen? You could have told this any time in the past. Nobody would listen. Somebody would listen. Variety or somebody would listen to Rolling Stone. Why didn't you talk about that? Now, maybe you're grieving, okay, but you should know to shut the fuck up. I used to be in your corner ever since you got tossed off Saturday Night Live and booed off stage at Madison Square Garden. I was in your corner. I never watched Saturday Night Live again. And then here you come with this fucking dog and pony story? For, you know, really? Come on. And now, Arsenio Hall is going to sue you. And now, I guess you did need the publicity. Because you're just laughing and joking. This is a big joke to you, okay? You never stood up when you should have, so you don't get a chance to stand up now. Well, anyway, I lost all respect for you. So I'm sitting on the sofa with my wife last night, and we're talking about this. And she says to me that she had read that Prince had some hip problems. Well, being the crack researcher that I am, I went in and looked at that. And lo and behold, on the same day, April 22nd, there were all these stories about Prince's hip problems and chronic pain. You know, and I mentioned the low red blood cell count. But what superseded that? What trumped that? I'll tell you what trumped that. Alleged Percocet drug abuse. That's what trumped that. That's what the media went with. Okay, that's the more scandalous story. Rock and roll and drugs, like I said before. So, all these stories are being leaked. And I just want to talk about, I don't know if I did already, I forgot, excuse me. I'm going to reiterate, I'm going to recap. You cannot overdose from Percocet. I suppose you can overdose from anything. You can overdose on aspirin. But I think you need a combination of, well, you need to take a lot of those drugs. A lot of them. I don't know, I can't even imagine how many you'd have to take. They're lightweight drugs. So, if we could just wait for an autopsy and see about the hips. Oh, and that's what, and so I researched that. And the man had hip problems. I want to mention somebody else that had severe pain from performing. Chevy Chase had to check himself into the Betty Ford Clinic because of all those falls he did on Saturday Night Live. Those fake falls. Those are real, but they're fake, but you can get hurt. Look at any one of Prince's performances. The man rocked the house. He took over the reign of the hardest working man, or the name of the job of the hardest working man in show business from James Brown. The man was a freaking acrobat. You get hurt from that stuff. Ask any carpenter, a retired carpenter, what hurts them. They're going to tell you their hips. And the rumor is, or not, well, what I've read, is he needed a double a hip transplant. And for some reason or not, Prince didn't want to do this, something about his religion or whatever. I'm not concerned with that. That's his business. Maybe the wrong decision to make, but there is a thin line between genius and insanity. And if so, if Prince didn't want to have that operation and continued allegedly to take Percocets for the pain, well, that was his fucking business. But as far as overdosing from Percocets, I'm not getting that, and I want that proved. So for now, let's stop the rumors and ignore the press, because the press has their thumb stuck up their proverbial asses, okay, just trying to make a story where there is no story. The man is dead. The man had some problems. I'm interested in low red blood cell count and what was going on there. And then let's talk about the hip replacements. And then let's just say the man was in pain, so he died from a combination of things. And that's what I'm predicting will come out once the press decides that the story is dead. Now, who knows how long that will take, because the press seems to want to beat this dead horse with a stick. Odie, out.